Oh man. Okay, let me see something. Let me see something real quick. Oh, whoever comes in here first, let me know if you still hear the echo. This is random. I'm gonna give y'all some time to get in here. Let me know if y'all can hear me clearly. Oh man, okay. Okay, so y'all saying we good. I'm just gonna give people some time because again, this is random. It is Sunday. It's just audio today. I'm in my room. The light's not great in here. I'm actually in my bedroom. Light's not good. Baby girl in there asleep. We got to get up in the morning, get her to school. Shout out to all the parents that get their asses up in the morning to take these kids to school. It's a thankless job, goddamn it. Somebody got to do it. What's going on, Desmond, Tina, Shia, Brad, Russ? What is up? I'm gonna give people some time. Y'all be patient with me. If you got something you need to do real quick, go ahead and do it. We gonna have this conversation before I take my ass to sleep. Real quick. What's up, Yankee girl? Man, we gonna talk about it. Y'all be patient. What's up, Michael? Y'all, it's just gonna be audio right now on this show. Nothing's wrong with your shit. Just be patient, let people get in here. I'm giving about 2-3 more minutes. What's up, Lucky Stardust? Adrienne, what's up? Man. Y'all hit that like button on your way in. I know it's late. A lot of y'all sleep. A lot of folks sleep. Doing other shit. But I need to get this off my chest while it's fresh on my spirit. I'm gonna give people about 2-3 more minutes. Y'all go ahead and get y'all some water and shit. Get your smoke if you're smoking. Your drink if you're drinking. We gonna talk about this shit. This is pissing me the fuck off. Oh man, let me get me some water. I'm talking about y'all get y'all some water. Let me get me some water real quick. What's going on, Brandon? Tap a top shot. What up, man? What's going on, Epic? We going, man. We about to get it. We about to get it. I'm giving people time. What's up, Mike Watt? Let me get this shit pulled up real quick, actually. Okay. What's going on, Calvin? I see people coming in. Again, y'all, random as fuck, and notifications don't be working, so it's all good. We gonna do it with what we got. People can catch it tomorrow. Let me turn this music down. Make sure my voice is clear. Turn this shit down. Make sure my voice is clear for everybody. Get that turned off. How the fuck is everybody doing tonight? Again, y'all know it's late. First and foremost, shout out Team Rob. Y'all know this is the home of practical Black consciousness. We're going to have us a conversation here tonight about what exactly is toxic about masculinity. What's up, Dylan? What's up, Miss Mello? What exactly is toxic about masculinity? Y'all, as I am saying here frequently now, hopefully people won't be listening to this just for entertainment, but we will actually be applying the things that we discuss here on this channel and seeing through propaganda. This is going to be one of those situations where we're dealing with propaganda pieces, propaganda hit pieces that are attacking masculinity. In this case, y'all know I deem myself before, you may have not heard it before, but I deem myself a spokesman for the masculine principle. This is what I am. This is what I do. I don't really give a fuck about these nuances that have come out. And this, in this situation, you know, a lot of these things that, you know, we'll do research, we'll do history, and we'll talk about things that may have occurred in the 60s before we were born. Even we'll talk about ancient history, and we'll go back hundreds of years and talk about the history. This is something I've seen unfold during my lifetime. I've been able to watch this unfold during my lifetime, and it's it's a hit piece right now to deem nearly anything a version of toxic masculinity. Now, I looked up and I wanted to find out exactly how they define toxic masculinity. So I looked it up. I'm going to read that off here, what they have defined as toxic masculinity. I read this in an article. It says here that toxic masculinity is a set of behaviors and beliefs that include the following: suppressing emotions or masking distress, maintaining an appearance of hardness, violence as an indicator of power, and then in parentheses it has tough guy behavior. Now, if you look at these things, I'm going to break down all three of these things, but if you look at these things as it were, you're dealing with a people who were created to be this way. Again, I'll go back. It says suppressing emotions or masking distress. Now, when we look at this idea of toxic masculinity, they have certain spokespeople out here right now attacking the idea of masculinity. I'm going to be talking about one of those here shortly, which is Terry motherfucking Crews, big gay bitch ass. We'll be talking about him here in a second. You have other men, these feminist groups, and a lot of homosexuals trying to define exactly what masculinity is. We'll be dealing with that here in a second. But if you look at these again, I'll read through these again. Suppressing emotions or masking distress. Now, if you think about what that is, this is not something that men do. This is something that women do as well. This is the we become you know, products of our environment. We're living here in a white supremacist system. The white man and his mama constantly have set up institutions that are against us, suppressing emotions or masking distress to be tough, to pull ourselves up, to work hard, to make it in this system. This is something that is basically a product of what we are in this situation here in this country and really all over the world. Also says, and maintaining an appearance of hardness. This is also something that you have to do just living here in this society, because again, we are taught that we must be hard, must be resilient, because we've always had to be. This is not just men. Again, this is women. I'm going to talk about this idea of women exhibiting behaviors that would be deemed toxic masculinity as well. And it says violence as an indicator of power. How many black folk run around just fighting just to fight? Black folk fighting over shoes being stepped on, looks, verbal words. And this is not just men, this is black women as well. We have a tendency to have these attitudes towards each other. In particular, we always hard with each other. We are masking how we feel with each other. When it comes to the white man and his mama, we seem to be way more kind. This is a product of a program that we've received in this country. Now, what they're doing is making this behavior very specific to black men in particular. Very specific to black men, due to this Me Too movement that's been going on now. I'm not trying to pardon or excuse any form of sexual assault, but understand this movement is something that they spawned and we decided to be angry about, even though it's something that we should stay on constantly, not just when the media tells us to. We've also talked about that propaganda here on this channel as well. But now when you have, and I'll show you how this terminology is being used now for anything. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If you expect a man to be a man and show men qualities, all of a sudden you're toxic. This is where we're going to deal with Terry bitch ass motherfucking Crews here. Now, I'll give you a little backstory on what in my mind, Terry Crews always has been a motherfucking court jester. He's a big homo ass nigga to me. And this is before his story of his assault even came out. I thought the nigga was on some gay shit long time ago. I didn't even know the motherfucker had a wife. I thought he was just some big gay ass nigga. That's what I assumed about him. When I was seeing him in movies call himself being funny, even though he's never been funny to me, he's always the big dude, you know, making his chest jump and making his muscles jump and all that shit. And to me, that shit's gay as fuck, and it has been gay as fuck to me since the first time I saw it. You seen him on these Old Spice commercials yelling and all this little gay shit, always got his shirt off and shit like that. The motherfucker is on some gay shit. I think he was in Friday After Next, maybe, and he was chasing, he was on some gay shit in there. I never saw him as a masculine man, even with his motherfucking muscles. Never saw him as such. Never saw him depicted as such, even in movies and shit. I just really didn't look at the motherfucker like that. Like, oh, this nigga gay. Never thought nothing of it other than that. Oh, this nigga gay. Now, he has been sexually assaulted. I'll make sure I get the details of the story correct. I'm gonna show you how I believe this motherfucker is being used against the people. Now, he was assaulted. He alleged he was assaulted back in 2017. There was a Hollywood executive named Adam Bennett that Crews claims Bennett grabbed his crotch. Now, if a motherfucker, now here's my issue. If a grown ass man grab my dick, I can't do anything about him actually grabbing it. Everything that happens after he grabbed my dick is the story, is me standing up for myself. Now, what I'm seeing, Lucky Stardust says in front of his wife too. They both watched it. Well, it happened to him. His wife was in the room while it was happening. White man, Adam Bennett. Now, and this is the problem I'm having now. There are black men saying, and men in general, that are saying, motherfucker grab my dick, I'm beating their ass. Now, even just saying that is deemed toxic masculinity. This term is being thrown out for people just having very, very real questions as to how the fuck you let a man grab your dick and you don't do anything about it. Simple. I can't stop nobody from grabbing it. But that motherfucker's ass, I'm going to attempt my life on beating that motherfucker's ass. That's what happens after that. People are asking Terry, well, dude, you know, what the fuck? You big as fuck. Why didn't you defend yourself? Terry Crews goes on Andy Cohen's show. Now, Andy Cohen is a homosexual white male. I want to say he has a show on MTV, but I'm not sure about the actual show. Goes on Andy Cohen and says, when he came out, black men were against him. Black women stood with him. And that surprised him. That shocked him. Don't know where the fuck Terry is from. Where I grew up, you not about to tell a story about a motherfucker grabbing your dick against your will and you don't do anything about it. Because at that point, motherfucker, you like that shit. You own some gay ass shit. For men to even be questioning this, trying to get some understanding because he went and filed a lawsuit. I'm not gonna have a white man come fight that battle for me. I done beat his motherfucking ass, and maybe we could do a lawsuit after that. But this is after his ass is already beat. It's after that. But even saying this is now is all black men toxic. Toxic black masculinity. They don't understand. They ain't never been assaulted before. You know, Terry Crews is just a victim, blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool. He's a victim of sexual assault. We speak on the sexual assault happening, but you didn't stand up for yourself. Motherfucker would have had his ass whooped. With this term toxic masculinity, it's also being used to describe all behaviors that are unfavorable as men, as to how men treat women. Whether you have the would-be catcalling, this is toxic behavior as well. I never been into that shit. I always thought it was weird for dudes to sit around and do that shit. But this is viewed as toxic. Women are in fear when they're around large groups of men, and it's used ideas that will dudes just act like that. Now, I never viewed that as toxic masculinity. I view that these niggas lame. Like that ain't, you know, that was never a method I used. Again, this terminology is taking over terms that we already had set in place. I called those type of motherfuckers lames. Now, the fact that that shit works on women, we can't deal with that, because then they're just trying to demonize the behavior. But the fact is that some women actually respond to that behavior. Nobody wants to talk about that though, and that's fine. It's also being said that, well, men are pardoning sexual assault in would-be case. That's toxic as well. Now, that's something more so I can understand. I can understand that. Men that are okay with sexual assault, engaging themselves in sexual assault, I can understand how it would be called toxic. But again, these are crimes. This is assault. These would be assaulters, molesters. We already had terms set in place for these motherfuckers. Assholes even. But now this terminology is being used. If a man stands up for himself, I read in this article, it says, well, men are taught to suppress their emotions so they don't get to cry like they want to about certain things. Now, here's the confusing part for me, because I've been growing up in this era where I've been told that men are too emotional. I've been told this by women, many women. Men are too emotional. They in touch with their feelings too goddamn much. And all at the same time, I'm being told that the behavior is toxic because men don't want to sit around and cry over every goddamn thing. I was actually had some homosexuals get really upset with me on my Facebook page because I don't believe in a man sitting around crying over every goddamn thing. And that's not even, to me, it's a matter of, you know, I wouldn't call that behavior toxic. I would just call it like, well, what the fuck you crying for? What's it going to help? And I would even say that I say that shit to my daughters as well. People are like, these programs are just kind of programmed into their sons. I tell my daughters the same thing. Like, well, you're crying for no reason. There's no reason for tears. You don't need to be crying. No reason for that. No point in it. Don't help nothing. Don't change nothing. Men are being told as well, well, men want the ability to be able to hug other dudes. This is what they've been. And this is, again, these are homosexuals defining what masculinity is to men, all the way straight men. Motherfucker, don't nobody want to hug your faggot ass. Nobody wants to hug you. You want men to want to hug you, possibly. These fucking homos running around out here getting out of their motherfucking place. And this is where my anger comes from. People call this homophobic. I really don't give a fuck. You just want to come hug me, and you want me to like it. You want me to cry on your bitch ass, gay ass shoulder. Not gonna happen. Keep your goddamn hands off me. I don't need no motherfucking hug from your ass any motherfucking way. Don't need that from you. We're being told that if a man don't sit around and cry and want to be hugged all the goddamn time, that he's repressing his feelings and it's going to come out in a violent way. It's what we're being told. We are letting homosexuals tell us what it is to be a man. We're letting women tell us what it is to be a man. Now, when I was growing up, you always hear women say that men are, we're the strength. We are the fighter, the protector. How the fuck am I going to protect anybody if I'm sitting around crying and needing to be hugged? How am I going to do that? It's a confusing message. It's a contradictory message to what we are supposed to be as leaders and as men. I'm not saying that a man can't cry. Let's say something dramatic happens. Something maybe loses a parent. Fine, that may be a time for tears. But women even call dudes bitching, sitting around crying all the goddamn time in their feelings. They would even say that men would have periods too. They would even say things like, "Oh, he on some PMS shit." Now all of a sudden, that's the man that women want, and the other ones are toxic. Terry Crews bitch ass also went back and found the article, and some of you may remember this article about them saying that black men are the white men of the black community. Also, this is being said as well. Terry Crews says, well, the root, them is some smart motherfuckers. Now, a homosexual male wrote that article. Terry Crews agrees with that article because now his little feelings is hurt. Little bitch ass motherfucker. Little feelings hurt because black men don't understand why you didn't stand up for yourself. We're being told we're supposed to stand up for ourselves. We're being told that we're supposed to stand up for our communities. We're supposed to stand up for our women and children, but you don't even stand up for your goddamn self. So how you going to stand up for anybody else? And these droves of women are agreeing with his rhetoric. But then they want to be protected. If I won't protect me, how the fuck can I protect you? People are saying that, well, you know, it was a high Hollywood executive, so he couldn't protect himself. A high class or a high stature white man. How the fuck am I going to protect my people from the white man and his motherfucking mama and his motherfucking propaganda if I won't even protect myself? And now I'm being told, or society is trying to tell me again, we're not having that shit on this motherfucker. We're not doing it. Society is trying to tell me, well, if you do not have these soft emotions, or if you won't sit back and basically take fuckery, then you're not. You're toxic. Your rhetoric is toxic. Now, I do believe that men are supposed to protect women. We're supposed to protect our children. We're supposed to protect ourselves. We're supposed to be protecting. But how is it that we're also being told that to believe these things, to have any codes for manhood, any codes for masculinity, that's also toxic? Nigga, you're not going to sit around and cry all the goddamn day. You're not going to do that. Ain't nobody gonna come coddle you all the time. A lot of these men out here right now are over coddled by their fucking moms as it is. This is problematic. It creates these bitch niggas that black women complain about. You can complain about bitch niggas and request bitch niggas all at the same time. This is how I know we always being steered and we're being told to what directions to go in, even if it doesn't make sense per what we need in our communities, because our communities ain't like nobody else's communities, y'all. A lot of people get this shit fucked up. Our shit's different. We need different defenses, different offenses to make it here with your sanity intact. With your sanity intact, that in this reality that we are born into, you got to conduct yourself a different way. You can't sit around crying all the goddamn time. These white motherfuckers will take advantage of you if you're not toxic, as they're calling it now. Then you'll be taken advantage of. And that's probably, in my opinion, that's what they want anyway. They want more black men they can take advantage of because they're not taking advantage of enough right now. More black men taking abuse from the white man and or his mama. They want more black men taking abuse, doing news interviews, sitting around crying, talking about, you know, they didn't know what to do. They didn't stand up for themselves. They didn't know how to stand up for themselves. So they had to run to the white man to get him to do it for them. But ain't no justice coming from that white man. Black people are in a unique situation where we can't be in these conversations actually having them like they're real. These aren't real conversations for us to be in. Talking about masculinity is toxic now all of a sudden. I heard a woman, she got mad at me on my post. She said, well, toxic masculinity is the idea that you brush off certain aggressive behaviors by saying boys will be boys. Now I heard this rhetoric. I didn't hear this rhetoric much when I was coming up, unless you're describing why a little boy may play in the mud, dirty his clothes up, tear up some shit, tear up his toys. I heard boys will be boys in those situations. I never heard boys will be boys as a justification for someone being a goddamn rapist. Never heard that before. What I heard about, especially within the Black community, within our families, what I heard was, well, it stays in this house. That's toxic. Secrets, silence, when we're dealing with sexual assault and molestation. Not boys will be boys. I've never heard it as a justification for goddamn assault, rape, molestation. Never heard of it. Not once. They put this shit on that bitch ass Gillette commercial. They had a commercial that was, and everybody was up in arms about this dumbass fucking commercial. Boys will be boys was a justification for how these men are conducting themselves aggressively towards women. I done told y'all, I'm done. I never was the type of guy that would run around and say anything to women like that. I wasn't running up on women, macking and all that shit. I was never like that. And I'm even doubling down on it now. I'm teaching my sons too. You don't say shit to her. You let her say something to you. Now, they say the roles are reversing, but we hardly ever speak on our role in the roles reversing. Now women, they don't want to be talked to in really any old type of way. They don't want to be talked to like they don't want to be hollered at or nothing like that. So you sit back. I've been telling my sons, my sons get this lesson, but everybody ain't get it because I do it. I'm not gonna teach my sons. You sit back and chill. If she want to talk to you, she'll find a way to talk to you, or you wait until you have her attention before you go say anything to her. One thing that I do think is very problematic is men not being able to accept no. Women can't just tell dudes no. I think that's problematic. Tell a dude no, they might cuss you the fuck out. You reject a man, I've heard of women being killed for this shit. But I don't call that toxic masculinity. This motherfucker got a problem. I never viewed it as toxic masculinity when I've seen dudes that sit around and act like this. Oh, that motherfucker got a problem. It's a crazy motherfucker. We just called him crazy. Oh, this motherfucker crazy. But now everything from a dude that will sit around and not be able to take rejection to a dude that will full-blown sexually assault somebody and not see anything wrong with it, to a dude that don't cry and is tough, not fake tough, really is tough. Like they act like motherfuckers, like men are just out here playing tough. Well, what about the tough men? What about the men that don't want to cry all the time? What about the men that don't need a hug? It ain't no goddamn act. It ain't fake. Everything is toxic now. Everything. So you have to understand this terminology is used as a blanket statement now to encompass everything, all behaviors, even just regular to me masculine behaviors. Now all of them become toxic because we'll let these white folk come out here and define what masculinity is. These white bitches, these black fucking extreme feminist motherfuckers, and homosexuals are defining masculinity to men. To me, it's all about balance. Now, I'm not a crying man. I'm not a man that needs a hug. But I do know that there are some men who have, softer emotions. And I haven't lost a parent either. I haven't lost a child. I haven't lost anybody that I was really close to in my life. I haven't lost anything. So I haven't had a reason to be sitting around crying. I damn sure ain't gonna let these white folk hurt my goddamn feelings the way I'm sitting around crying. But I do understand men who are more emotional that way. I do understand that. I don't necessarily think that they're, necessarily soft. Mm-mm. I don't think they're soft. They're just a little bit different than I am. There are some people who, go through shit and they want to cry a little bit real quick. It's all about balance, though. You can't be that way all the time. It's impossible. You're an easy target then. You can't be that way all the time. If you believe in gender roles of any kind, that's toxic as well. Everything is toxic now. We cannot let them make us believe in this motherfucking rhetoric. We have to let them know that we black. Our situation ain't like theirs. If white bitches want to sit around and call white men toxic, then let them do that. Our situation is different. We were made to be hard. Y'all beating our goddamn ass. As soon as you turn your lights on behind us, y'all beating us. Y'all chasing us down. Y'all lynching us. We have to be hard. And that's not just me, and that's our entire community. We have to be hard. Now, we do choose to be hard with each other more than I think we should be. We should be hard with these motherfuckers, but that's not what we do. We're real soft for them, real delicate for them. Our men and women alike. We give the softest parts of ourselves to the white man and his mama. To me, that's toxic. If we're going to be calling shit toxic. They're trying to shame the warrior class of black men because they see that warrior energy coming out in more of us. So now they're doubling down on trying to shame that warrior class into submission to them because they don't give a fuck how we treat our women. Y'all black women got to know that. They don't care how we treat y'all. They don't care how y'all treat us. That's not their concern. We're at war with each other constantly. They don't give a fuck about that. These black feminists that come out here, this fucking MGTOW and all this shit, they don't care. They love that shit. Seeing y'all going with y'all backs to each other, going in opposite directions. Seeing y'all fighting with each other. They love that shit. They don't give a fuck how I treat you, black woman. Don't believe they do. Don't believe these goddamn white feminists give a fuck how I treat you. I could beat your ass every goddamn day. They don't care. That justifies the fact that I, the black man, is the goddamn savage, the criminal, the rapist, the pedophile. He's everything. That justifies him being killed. That justifies him being beaten. That justifies him being imprisoned. They don't care how I treat you. They could give a fuck less how I treat you. And don't give a fuck how you treat me. We have got to stop falling for this fuckery. Because we continue to do so. We let them pull our strings wherever they want us to go, we going. Wherever they want us to be mad at, we mad at. They don't care. Even when our women perpetuate the would-be toxic behaviors themselves, they don't care about that. They don't care about what we doing. How are we allowing them to set the bar for us as Black people? I believe the Black man should treat the woman with respect and dignity, integrity. I believe that. Now, you can't treat all of them like that because some of these motherfuckers need to be cussed out. They do. I believe the Black woman should treat the Black man with respect, integrity, dignity. Can't treat all of them like that because some of them motherfuckers need to be cussed out. That's just reality. Some of them motherfuckers need to be reprimanded, dealt with even. But we can't keep allowing them to define what masculinity is, what type of masculinity I need to be a Black man out here. You don't know, white man. You don't know white man's mama. You have no idea what it takes for me to be a Black man. And you can't tell me what it takes. The homosexual can't tell me what it takes to be a Black man because he decided not to be. He decided to be his caricature of whatever a woman is. So he can't tell me how to be a Black man. He opted out. These extreme Black feminists can't tell me how to be a Black man. They can't tell me how to be a man because they want to be one. They jealous. Can't none of these motherfuckers advise me on how to be a man. Hold on, y'all. It's just making me mad because I've watched this transpire in my lifetime. I've watched it transpire. Everything that men get away with out here. These feminine ass, homo ass niggas taking homo fashion. You can do anything now. It's excused. It's pardoned. Anything is pardoned now. Everything is pardoned now. And to me, I've been calling this shit gay. Y'all remember on my channel, I used to make videos that would be, yo, that's gay. Because to me, that's what it was. And when I was using the terminology of gay, I was talking about everything from feminine to actually gay. It just, the word gay encompassed all of that. I watch men put on skinny jeans. I'm reading this article that said men should be able to paint their nails, get their eyebrows arched, wear skinny jeans, wear blouses, wear whatever colors they may decide that they want to wear, be flamboyant this way. This is allowed. I've been saying hell no the whole time and didn't give a fuck who was against me. I didn't care. We've been watching this shit unfold the whole time. We're watching it, and this is where we are now. This is where we are. We're being told to be men, but everything it is to be a man as per what we're being asked to do is now being shamed. Black women falling for it. You got Black male spokesmen like Terry Crews, big bitch ass out here parroting the same ideologies. There's a war on masculinity and it's been going on now for a while. And this is where we are right now. We've been dealing with this. Everybody's trying to define what it is to be, or everybody's defining for the Black man what it is to be a Black man. Everybody's doing it. And we cannot allow it. We have to stop it. We have to stop letting this propaganda. We have to stop getting on posts. Because on this post, I mean, the amount of Black women I saw on there agreeing with Terry Crews, the amount of Black women I saw on there saying that, you know, this is toxic behavior for men to not understand why he wouldn't have beat the goddamn shit out of this fucking white man. It doesn't make any sense. We gotta stop. Because what you gonna teach your son? If a white man grab your dick, baby, just, let it ride. See if you can't get him prosecuted in court. No. Hell no. These over-coddled black men are a problem. Y'all don't like them. According to y'all, they betas. If y'all don't like them, why the fuck are they being requested? That's confusing. Now, regardless of whether, black women can stand up and say they you want this and want that and want really bits and pieces of your masculinity to be plucked away, I won't never give a fuck. I'm going to stand on mine. My masculine principle ain't going nowhere. Don't give a fuck what society say. Don't give a fuck what the white man talking about. Don't give a fuck what his mama talking about. I don't give a fuck what black women talking about. Don't care. Y'all want somebody crying and sniffling on your shoulder, then there are people out here for that. There is an abundance of men out here for that. I ain't one of them, but there are plenty. We have to live above this propaganda. All these homosexuals out here guilting other people into acceptance or agreeance, we got to stop falling for all this bullshit, because the image of the black man is being targeted very directly. Very, very directly. And we got to stand up against it. We have to. We have to call out the abusers in our community, whether it be verbal, mental, or physical. Those motherfuckers need to be called out. They cannot become the representative of what men are. We just can't do that. These motherfuckers already had terminology. I'm going to open this shit up now for Mad Love Conscious Coon Killer for sharing the video, y'all. If you feel inclined to do so, share the video, hit that like button. If you're feeling what I'm saying. These motherfuckers are trying to bully us as they run a anti-bullying, this new anti-bully world. The black man is being bullied into submission by the society. And we can't let that shit happen. If y'all have any questions or comments for me, I'm now reading the questions and comments. I've been running my fucking mouth, y'all. Mad love to you if you made it this far. If you have any questions or comments for me, go ahead and type them in. I'll be reading some of those now. We got to take our shit back. We have to demand that we define our own masculinity, not Terry Crews, bitch ass, letting the motherfucker grab his dick. Nigga, you can't define masculinity to anybody. You can't do it. Mad love, Leticia. What's up, Cynthia? What's up, Prize? Nobody can define this shit for us. But the black men in our communities that are strong black men, we got to define it. We have to. The men that are taking care of their fucking children like they're supposed to, we have to define it. The men that are standing up for the women in their communities, we have to define it. Not these outside motherfuckers. Not other women even. We can't allow that shit. We got to do it. Because the white man is weakening us via his propaganda. What's up, Hot Rod? We got to do it. The men that are taking care of their fucking business, handling their responsibilities, not putting on, not shimmying their way into no fucking skinny jeans every day. We got to do it. Mike O, that's a very good point. Mike O says during slavery and civil rights, they called the black man boy. Now they want the right to call us girls. Actually, they're trying to call us girls and mask it as masculinity. That's what they want to do. They want us to cower to their authority. They want us to cower to them and call that masculinity. No, motherfucker, I'm going to beat your ass. You can call it whatever you want. Even in this, when I read it, says they're more prone to, hold on, make sure I say it right. Hold on, make sure I'm saying this shit right. This is what they said about us. Violence as an indicator of power. If violence, if this is a part of what toxic masculinity is, violence as an indicator of power, what the fuck? That's the white man. And his goddamn mama. If violence is an indicator of power, this is one of what they call toxic masculinity. Who the fuck went around the world murdering everybody, enslaving everybody, raping everybody, taking motherfucking land? That's the white man. Motherfucker, that's you. So how the fuck these white feminists gonna come out here, your sons, you and your sons, running around, and this is how y'all express or how y'all would be dominate through this violence? That's you. You're not about to turn it around on me. You're not about to make me believe that's me, that's you. And I gotta be ready for your violent motherfucking ass, your gay motherfucking ass wanna grab dicks randomly. I gotta be ready for you, and I gotta respond to you with violence. That's what it is. And that's what I'm gonna do. And then I come out here and tell the story of how some white man executive thought because he had power, he can come run around and do whatever the fuck he want, and I knocked this motherfucking ass out. That's the story. Bedtime story I want to tell one of my sons. Because you run around here thinking you can do whatever the fuck you want. Sunnyside 1984 says, for some reason, we're defining masculinity as violence or against women. And I have no idea why that's happening. Violence against women is becoming, well, that's toxic. Toxic behavior. And that's bullshit. That's abuse. That's what that is. We already had terminology for this. Right. Tiffany, you're exactly right. No man is more toxic than a white man historically and currently. No man is. But that's why they're trying so hard to make black men the face of would be toxic masculinity, pedophilia, sexual deviance of all kinds, sexual abuse of all kinds. They're painting the black man as such. They're already painting us as thugs, so that they can paint us any way they want, and we allow it. We allow that shit to work. We do. Our gold Ray says toxic masculinity has landed so many black males in jail or in the grave. Facts. I have to disagree with that. Actually, nonviolent drug offenses is what lands most black men in jail. If you just look at the numbers, that's nothing toxic masculinity. That's actually poverty is what did that. Now, they may have convinced you that it was toxic masculinity. Maybe it worked on you. I have no idea. But that's poverty. Then we're talking about nonviolent drug offenses. That's why black men. And on top of that, the actual system is built to target the new Jim Crow. It's built to target black men. They ain't got to be masculine. They don't got to do shit but be black. Have some weed on them. I would argue that more black men are in prison based on nonviolent drug offenses. And I don't know how that ties into toxic masculinity at all. Michael O said the sad part of Terry Cruz's assault was that it was a white woman that sat up on the panel and asked why he did not defend himself. And he probably didn't have no answer for that. I'm sure he had no answer for that. Because that white man should have been stole on. That's some hood terminology. Some of y'all might not know nothing about stole on, but a lot of y'all black folk know exactly what stole on is. Oh, he just got stole on. Motherfucker grab my dick, my fist done stole on him before I even know what happens. That's how my body works. Automatic defense system. B. Alexander says also the LGBTQ mainstream acceptance redefines gender roles. No hate though. Sad you got to put no hate on the end of that. You didn't even have to do that. Not here. You don't have to worry about that. If you ain't out throwing rocks at gay people, making laws against gay people, you ain't got to say no hate because you ain't did shit. This is the problem. This is what the homosexuals have been able to do. Everything is hate. Everything is hate. You ain't said nothing hateful at any point. You said no hate. You ain't did nothing. You ain't made no laws against them. You ain't did nothing. But you're absolutely right. Because we've accepted these homosexual males who have a large their wingspan. I'll call it wingspan. The range of their power it goes all the way to the top. Goes all the way to the top. Their wingspan reaches all the way to the top. All types of motherfuckers is sitting around gay, wanting to be feminine, wanting to have their face beat. I remember call that shit a beat face. They wear makeup and shit. Because I know CNN just had a gay black man on their eyebrows on, or his brows was on fleek, as y'all call it, and his face was beat, as y'all call it. So-called beat face. That's what's to be accepted. They like that shit. Right, Savannah, I guess before I even saw your question, I kind of just answered that. Because people in high places, these white folk in high places, they be on some gay ass shit. And they may have wives and all that shit. Hell, Terry Crews got a wife. I ain't even know until recently. They be on some gay ass shit. And they want that shit to be okay. They want that. Want black men to run around gay. ASAP Joe TV says, now Terry Crews is mad at DL Hughley. SMH Terry is mad at everyone but the white man that violated him. It started pissing me off the way he's playing the black people are victim shaming me card. Man, I saw that post, man. I saw a post on Instagram. It was on, I think, Baller Alert, where I think Terry Crews and DL had got into it. You see what the fuck the people saying to DL Hughley? Guess what they calling that? Toxic masculinity. Because DL Hughley don't see why he said something like God gave him muscles for nothing, or God gave you muscles to defend yourself, or some shit like that DL said. I'm not a DL fan at all, any type of way. But you should see the comments. The comments I'm just like, wait a minute, what? That's a good observation. Ain't no goddamn way a motherfucker Terry Crews size could try to grab my dick, and I'm going on it. I'm beating that motherfucker's ass with everything I got in me. He might be one of the motherfuckers you can punch 30 times and they just sit there and look at you like you ain't did shit, but goddamn it, he got punched 30 times. You can believe that? Everything I got in me is trying, and that's a motherfucker as big as Terry Crews. Gotta defend yourself. But I saw that shit. You should see how many comments the motherfuckers calling that shit toxic masculinity. Curtis Guyton says, I was abused by my stepfather at 13 years old. I am sorry that you, my condolences to you for even going through something like that. That motherfucker should have been killed. My condolences to you. Says, I have to pray not to hurt one of these homosexuals. I thank God my masculinity wasn't compromised. All male here for sure. I'm glad you made it through that and didn't go crazy and ain't killed a whole bunch of motherfuckers. Respect to your resilience. You should have never had to go through that. Ever. What? I Go Ray says there will be a civil war, masculinity versus toxic masculinity. Okay. Well, as long as y'all have people like Terry Crews on, I guess Terry would be the masculine person, letting white people grab his dick. I'm thinking that toxic would be a so-called toxic masculinity probably gonna win that one, because they would be masculinity alone isn't standing up for itself at all. So I don't know where the civil war would come in. But that is an interesting that's an interesting comment that you made. Sounds like you mean abusers, a rapist. I guess if you're classifying that as would be toxic, this is the problem I have with the terminology. Those are abusers, rapists, molesters, pedophiles, and things like that. That's not toxic masculinity. Those motherfuckers got a problem and they should be dealt with. So I think maybe it'd be more interesting if you say masculine would be more like Malcolm X. Okay. Malcolm X masculine. Then I guess who would be toxic masculinity, I guess? Who would be the representative of that? If Malcolm X is masculine, because the way he believed in gender roles, I mean, this man he was a Muslim man. He believes in gender roles, and those roles are actually anybody that believes in those roles are being looked at as toxic as well. You said Tupac Shakur was top. Brenda got a baby. Tupac was toxic. Dear Mama, Tupac. Okay. Okay. I mean, if that's how you define it, Tupac is toxic masculinity, and Malcolm X is just regular masculinity. Some would argue against that. Some would argue that Muslim men's ideology is toxic in itself. So S. Rogers says they're trying to normalize their sadistic behavior, all the while demonizing genuine black masculinity. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's exactly what they're doing. But here's the kicker. Here's the bullshit. We're allowing it. We are allowing it. That's the fucked up part. Is that we're allowing it because these motherfuckers are gonna try all types of shit. All types of shit will they try, but it's the shit that we let succeed that's problematic to me. Not what they try. They're gonna try. They're gonna try. But we be letting shit work. Everything they do works. And that bothers me more than them trying because they're white. Psychological warfare is a part of their attack on us. So them trying isn't problematic to me. Us falling for it is what's problematic to me personally. Because they're gonna try everything. This is propaganda. Right. Tasha A says, at this point, they're saying everything a man does is toxic. Everything. Every single thing. He can't do shit. You know, it's just it's problematic. I sit and watched Amanda Seals got on a Breakfast Club interview the other day. And she said that Offset he went somewhere to apologize to Cardi B. I think it was at one of her shows. Now, y'all know y'all love Cardi B and Offset. Y'all love them. But she called him going to her music set to apologize to her. She said that was toxic. And she said because he didn't give her the space that she needed to process. Now, if you go back, and here's what I'm saying. This is people like Amanda Seals, you know, sometimes she says some okay shit, most times she's saying some bullshit. But here's the bullshit about that, because he made a grand gesture at one of her shows. If you go back and look at any of these goddamn love story movies, any of this shit, in those movies, and this is per the white man, these are his movies. Per the white man, a man making a grand gesture, coming up and singing at her job and bringing flowers to wherever she is, these are looked at as grand romantic gestures. They've been shown to be something that women like in movies and shit. They like that shit. This is what y'all showed us. Now that's toxic too. This is my problem with this shit. Like, this is what the fuck is going on out here. Now I don't fuck with Cardi B at all in any type of way. I don't fuck with Offset at all in any type of way. But him going to her show to apologize, I don't know what the fuck he did. I think he got some strange pussy or something. You know, this is something that's, you know, he got some strange pussy going to apologize, grand gesture. But on TV, that's romantic. So it's like, it's so very problematic that all these motherfuckers are trying to tell people how to be masculine, what it is to be masculine. Now that's toxic. When we've been shown on TV, now I would never do that shit. You know, I would never do it, but I know what the programming says. These are romantic gestures that work. Marcus Garvey, that's a damn good point. Marcus Garvey says, man slaps 11-year-old at mall. He actually punched that 11-year-old girl at the mall. Toxic. He then says Stephen Paddock shoots and kills, injures 400 plus people at a country music concert. Toxic. Exactly. Their behavior toxic. There was a white boy down in goddamn, is it Louisiana? White boy shot his parents and went on and shot 3 more motherfuckers. That's toxic. But they want to build a wall to keep out other motherfuckers. These white men are the terrorists in this goddamn country. But that's the subject for a whole nother conversation. But that's toxic. That's toxic shit right there. That's toxic. That behavior is toxic. Monique Jen says, It's funny. Monique Jen says they're going to start saying proposals are toxic because he didn't wait till he found out if she was ready first. He's infringing on her space, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't give her the space to tell him that she was ready to be married before he actually proposed. Like, the fuck out of here. Everything gonna be toxic. The Tristan Reed says, see, all this makes me scared of females. Look, I ain't saying nothing to nobody, man. I'm telling y'all, that's what I'm teaching my son. Don't say nothing to nobody. Don't say a goddamn word. Don't say a word to nobody. Don't touch nobody. Don't do shit to no woman, no female. No, don't do nothing. They got to come talk to you. And women gonna be mad about that. Oh, men don't come and talk to us no more. We can't. Nobody got time for this shit. That'll be the new problem. What happened to all the real men that will come and talk to a woman, or come try to talk to a woman and approach her? That's his role. Well, we got tired of being called toxic. We got tired of everything being a goddamn Me Too. You know, get the fuck out of here. Ain't nobody got time for that. What happened to those real men? Y'all beat them into submission. That's what happened to them. Epic says telling a woman you look good today can get you a sexual harassment case. Don't say nothing. Any black man that's listening to this, don't say nothing. Don't say shit. That's what they want. They don't want you talking to them on the street. They don't want you talking to them at work. They don't want you trying to holler at them. They don't want you telling them they look beautiful and all that shit. Let it go. Don't say shit. Don't say a damn word to nobody. They can come talk to you. They can jump in your DMs. You know, that's probably toxic too. Jumping in chicks' DMs. Now that's via the internet. That's toxic as fuck too. Don't even jump in no DMs. Don't say shit. Don't say a goddamn thing. It's some sad shit, man. Corey says Rob is really sad. It's come down to this. It's been happening now. It's been coming for years. Everybody thought it was a game. Everybody thought it was a game. Because it was hyper masculinity at one time, if y'all remember correctly. It was hyper first. It was hyper, then toxic. It's been coming. What's up, Empress D? It went from hyper to toxic. Had one chick get mad at me, told me, well, there's a big difference between hyper masculinity and toxic masculinity, you know. And I wanted her to tell me what was the difference, and she couldn't. Like, you gonna tell me there's a big difference? That means you got to scroll, and you can't clearly define what the difference is. Okay. I watched it go from hyper to toxic. I've watched that in my lifetime. Sarah K says being a simp and having manners is toxic now. Y'all better cut that shit out. Don't be opening no doors and shit. Don't be doing shit like that. Don't do nothing. Don't say a goddamn thing. Say all men go silent right now. Don't say shit. Women's goddamn self-esteem. Women's self-esteem will drop. You know. If don't nobody say nothing to them, like, damn, you fine, or whatever it is, you know. Damn, you fine. Okay, you better not say that shit no more. But a lot of women, you know, that, I mean, I used to go to the club in college and shit like that, you know. Dudes would say stuff to them, girl, you look good tonight, or whatever. Biggest smiling and stuff, you know. Smiling and shit. If men stop complimenting women, stop saying anything to women. Cynthia, exactly. Cynthia said eventually they will say you ignoring them is toxic. Why you ain't paying me no attention? Yeah. You're like, no, I'm not paying you shit. I'm not paying you nothing. Because I ain't trying to get fucked up in this game. I'm really not. Then you see posts that say all women want is attention. And so you're like, okay. You know. Okay. Whatever y'all say, but I'll be damned. I ain't saying a goddamn word. No DMs, no nothing. I'm telling y'all, I'm not doing it. I'm teaching my sons the same thing. Sorry, you wild. Sorry, you as well. S. Rogers, that's a good point. Hypermasculinity equals toxic masculinity. Metrosexual equals homosexual. Feminism equals lesbianism. They try to ease you into the transition with the wordplay. Absolutely. 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 Essence Aquarius says, why no compliments? I just think it's safer that way, you know. It's safer, shit. If I'm preparing my sons for this world, I want them to be safe. You look nice today is goddamn sexual harassment. I want them to be safe. I think maybe you can still get away with complimenting a woman's hair. You know, maybe you can get away with that. I like your hair. You have nice eyes. Maybe you can get away with that. But girl, you look good. I think that might get you a goddamn lawsuit. Don't know. Like you gotta frame it right. Your eyes look like the ocean's deep sea. You might gotta be poetic. You run up on them now these days, you know. Gotta be extra and lie, you know. Just lie like a mother. Deep is the ocean, deep, you know, sea, like the skies, you know. It's just like the night sky, the sun setting and sun rising. Man, maybe you can get away with some shit like that. I don't know. I ain't chancing it, goddamn it. I ain't chancing it. For I take one step that way, they're gonna have to make three this goddamn way. That's just where I am. And I've been like this. So I guess I can't really, you know, I ain't about to run up on nobody like that anyway. Maybe the poets can get away with it. Poetic ass niggas, you know. If you're at work, don't say shit. Don't say a goddamn thing if you're at work. Nothing. Not one word. If you are in the workplace, don't say a word. Yeah, wow. That's why I gotta sound like Shakespeare. What say do those eyes do? No. Shakespeare's an old die motherfucker. What say do those eyes are so, you know? Like, look, nigga. They be calling that nigga lame. Like, nigga, you corny. Get out of here. You know, because they don't like corny dudes. Like, god damn, what you supposed to do out here, you know? Like, man, no. I ain't saying shit. And if you're in the workplace, you better double down on not saying shit. Walk to your station. Put your goddamn earpiece on and chill. Like, don't bother nobody. Answer the phone. Tell them who, you know, don't do nothing. Don't do a goddamn thing if you're at work. Not even on work ground, on work premises. Walk to your car with your fucking head down. Don't say shit. Jeremiah, you right. Jeremiah said exactly. Unless you give me a sign, I'm not even going to. I'm not going in even. Then you got to be careful. That's how. But I've always been like that, though. You know what I'm saying? Like I never had the bravery just to run up on a chick like that. Like, yo, you know, whatever they say. You know, I never was that type of dude anyway. So I've been like that. She had to be staring at me hard for a minute, and then maybe, you know, I might get her. I might, you know, you do the come here to her, Because you might be getting the wrong signal then. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you tell her, you know, come here, and she don't start walking your way, then let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it go. She must be staring. Maybe she's staring at the nigga behind you. You just don't know. You have no idea what's going on. But you're gonna have to make a step towards me before I go any goddamn where, for real. Hell nah. ASAP Joe, so you can't even read them poems. You can be like roses are red, violets are blue before you finish the poem. You're in front of a judge. My son, I'm telling you, when I was in school and shit, dudes used to write letters all the time. Chick didn't know she was getting a letter. She had no idea. By the end of the day, she gonna have a goddamn letter with a little poem in it. She ain't even know. Now, don't do it. No poem, no check boxes. All that shit is gone now. Those days is gone. No letters, no nothing. No poems, no nothing. That could be used as evidence, son. That's what I'm telling mine. Yeah, oh, wow. Back in the day, that was a shit, though. You know. You better, don't you write nothing, goddamn it. You don't even write a goddamn smiley face and give it to nobody. Shit. Nothing. Don't say a goddamn word. But you know, these kids these days, they just, like I said, they just find out what your ad is on Instagram or Facebook, and they just come in your, they just jump in inboxes and shit. These kids these days, and that's a trail you can't get rid of right there. Motherfuckers screenshotting motherfuckers and shit. Like, no, don't do it. Don't do nothing. J1, you right. J1 says sad though. LOL, you can either be deemed toxic or thirsty. I'll be surprised if it's possible to be both. You damn right. I never no thirst, nothing, no nothing. No thirst. No thirst. No toxic. Ain't run up in nobody's space. Give her space. If she wants you, she'll let you know. Women saying stuff like that. But I'm telling you, the tables will turn. Women gonna be mad. Women gonna be mad, and the behaviors that are being called toxic are abusive. Dudes that don't have any regard for women at all. Most of them have this hate thing going on for their moms anyway, but they don't have any regard for women. They don't respect women at all. Don't respect the mothers of their children at all. Them motherfuckers already had a category. Fuck boys. Already had a category. Like, that's not masculinity at all. You can't call something that's not toxic. Like, that's not toxic masculinity. That's not masculinity at all. You can just call it toxic if you want, maybe, But we was calling them fuck boys way before this. Oh, that's a fuck boy. He should be killed. He need his ass whooped. And we dealt with it like that. Motherfucker abuse your sister in any type of way, whether it even be verbal abuse. Motherfucker, I remember days where you run the risk of calling a woman a bitch to her face. You run the risk. If she got a brother, uncle, somebody give a fuck about her, daddy, anybody give a fuck about, motherfucker, you bound to get your goddamn ass whooped. Anybody like, that's toxic masculinity, man. No, your ass is whooped. And what you say, you don't say that no more, not to her. Take that shit somewhere else. Maybe somebody that ain't got nobody to care nothing about them. You couldn't even call a woman a bitch because somebody coming for your ass. Couldn't even do it. Nobody, well, shit, that's that toxic masculinity. That's happening. No, that's a fuck boy who thought he could jump out of his mouth and he got his ass whooped. He thought he could do it. He thought she was one of them ones, They try to turn a man's attraction for a woman into toxic masculinity or something. Like, it's ridiculous. There wasn't no goddamn definitions. It was that motherfucker. He got his ass when he called her a bitch. And hell, it was some women. Hell, I knew when I was in fucking high school, they'll beat a man ass. Call him a bitch if you want to. Shit. I done seen some women hit a motherfucker with a quick 2-piece over being called a bitch. Quick 2. Bye-bye. Real quick. Quick 2. I'm from Shelby, North Carolina. Essence Aquarius says, where are you from? I'm from Shelby, North Carolina. I was born in Shelby, North Carolina. Been living in North Carolina my entire life. Empress D, that's a damn good thing to pay attention to. Empress D says, I pay attention to men talking negative about their mom or baby mama's, red flag. Most definitely. If they going in on their mamas, baby mamas, and they going in on them, like, there's a thin line, because mama's gonna do shit to get on your goddamn nerves. It is what it is. Like, man, my mama done got, and hell, that's even women. Mamas is y'all nerve wracking. Shit, some of y'all got kids. Your kids gonna be talking about how you got on their goddamn nerves too. It's okay, the nerves part, but just trashing them, or they baby mamas. Baby mamas might do something to get on your nerves, but just trashing them. This stupid ass bitch, hoe, all this shit like that. Fuck that bitch. No. That's too much. That's too far. Way too much. Motherfuckers gonna do shit to get on your nerves. You can talk about folk getting on your nerves, but there's a certain way you talk about people that get on your nerves. There's a certain way you don't. But that's a damn good thing to pay attention to. Damn good thing to pay attention to. CJ Rich says Gillette and feminists told me it's not cool to approach a woman in public. The game has changed, and it will be forever changed. It will be forever changed. It will be forever changed. For real. The once and future man says, Rob, a lot of black feminists are homosexual, so toxic masculinity works in their favor, more women for them. And that's what I said. They jealous. A lot of these feminists, they want to be in these positions where they are men, whether it be from that butch the butch dyke perspective or the homosexual perspective. They are envious of men. They want the power that men got. They want that power. You're exactly right. They call everything a man do. Come here, girl. Let me eat that pussy real quick. These men out here ain't shit. Okay, listen to a would be butch. I call them butch dykes. I'm not. I know in the era of PC, I don't know what y'all call them now. These were butch dykes to me when I was coming up, and that's the terminology I use. Listen to them game a woman that got a man. Listen to him. That man don't know how to treat you like I treat you. And all this bitch gonna do is eat her pussy and put a strap on and fuck her with it. I ain't gonna do nothing different. Smack her around, call her a bitch. These butch dykes ain't that much different. But listen to one of them try to game a straight woman with a man. You will hear it. You will hear it. Listen to that game that they run. You will hear exactly the type of rhetoric that these feminists have. Yo, man, that man don't respect you like that. He ain't shit. Like, wait, you trying to eat this pussy? Because that's what it is. Like, that's really all it is. It's somebody trying to get that pussy. And we're tired on men. Them niggas ain't shit. All they do is cheat. All they do is be abusive. That's the rhetoric they use when they're trying to game a straight. When you will hear it, it sounds the exact same as these feminists. He don't respect you, like they going to. Like, bitch, get the fuck out of here. Savannah, Georgia said, well, they're becoming trans men or some shit. I don't know what they call it. I call it butch dyke, goddamn. I ain't changing what I call it. This society ain't gonna make me change my words. They're not gonna do it to me. King Yafi said, my grandfather used to say bull daggers, and I have no idea. If somebody say bull daggers, I would want to know, like, what. I've heard carpet munchers, but that didn't describe. That would be anybody that would be lesbian, not necessarily the mannish one. You know what I'm saying? Tiffany Jackson says the fundamental driving force of feminism is white women seeking equality with white men. Black women are fighting a lost cause. Exactly. Because those white women don't give a fuck about those black women having those same rights. They don't care. But black women don't, black women don't see that trick being ran on them sometimes. A lot of times. Pro Woman J says, is Chris Brown toxic? I don't know. You tell me. Y'all the ones keep up with these motherfucking Chris Brown. What Chris Brown doing? What he doing in his life other than dancing and shit? I know he has an affection for non-black women. I don't know whether y'all would deem that behavior as toxic. It's toxic to the advancement of black people. His behavior is. But that part, I don't know how he treats women per se, you know. I know he has an affection for non-black women. But then I read something the other day. It said the brother was molested by a black woman when he was 15 or some shit like that. I don't know if that's true or not, but you know, he has an affection for non-black women. After that shit with Rihanna, I don't know if that scarred him or whatever, but now he into like Asianish, you know, Asianish looking, what y'all call Blasian. Some people will deem it as that. It's weird to me. That's like somebody calling somebody a Blamerican. Like, what you mean a Blasian? That's how you know motherfuckers be self-hating as hell. Like, nobody call somebody a Blamerican. Like, motherfucker is just black, you know? It is, if you're black, you just black. You're not a Blamerican, you know? Like, motherfuckers say Blasian. Okay, fine. But Chris Brown, I know his behavior as part of the advancement of the black race, because sometimes he'll come out and have his little woke moments, and y'all like him for that shit, but he ain't fucking with black women. He not doing that. S. Rogers, that's right. It says women and men are not and should never be seen as equal. We are not. I don't see why this keeps getting pushed. I don't get it. I don't understand that. Because there are things that women can do that men can't do, and there are things that men can do that women can't do. We're not equal. We're not exactly the same. I think we have the same type of responsibility as far as uplifting our communities. I believe that. We have the same type of responsibility when it comes to raising our children. I do believe that. But as far as abilities and roles in general life, as far as strength and everything is concerned, like, come on. It's ridiculous. It's completely ridiculous. And even because even with the children, you're giving two different energies to the situation. We're giving two different energies to the situation. You have to understand the importance of a mom. You have to understand a mother. I'm going to say mother. You have to understand the importance of a mother and what she brings to the table. The importance of a father and what he brings to the table. Both energies required to raise a functioning child, period. And that's both a man child and both a woman child. Both, period. They need both of those energies to provide a balance, because everything is about balance. Everything is. Everything is about balance. But we lose. That's being lost out here. I'm gonna be a man. I don't give a fuck if it continues to be unpopular. I don't care. Ain't nobody going to force me into believing that me being a man and what I define as a man, no one's gonna make me feel bad for that. Nobody's for a while it was motherfuckers calling me homophobic, you know, because I didn't believe in dudes, straight men doing gay shit. I still don't. I didn't give a fuck what they called me. That didn't change. So, you know, I'm not going to let this society define what being a man is to me and how I raise my sons. This society won't do it. I won't allow that. And black folk, we have to stop allowing it. Mad love to, I can't say you're for Shai's Pure Year. Mad love to you for putting some money on the books. I have been advising people not to donate via Super Chat. If you want to donate something to me, look in the description box for my Patreon or my Cash App, because YouTube does whatever the fuck they want. And now, and I seen somebody mention it earlier, YouTube is now coming out here to silence the would-be conspiracy channels. Now, what's interesting about this, and I know this is not tied into the toxic masculinity, but what's interesting about this is that while YouTube is saying that they're going to come out here and stop putting would be conspiracy videos. They talked about, you know, anti-government, talking about 9/11 being an inside job, which isn't conspiracy, motherfucker. This is truth, that they're trying to stifle the truth. They've been doing it for a long time now. YouTube has been complacent in doing it for a long time now. What they're going to chalk up as conspiracy is they get to claim, they get to define what conspiracy is. So if you're making a video and you're talking about institutional racism, to them, that's a conspiracy. They will define that as a conspiracy because to them, institutional racism is gone. It disappeared when they took the signs down, whites only. When they integrated, when black people fought to be integrated with the white man and his mama, that's going to be, it's gone. It's been gone since then, you see. Now to speak about racism as a true thing, as a real thing, as a present day thing, now I'm sure, and they didn't say that in the fine print when I read over the shit, they didn't say that, but I know these motherfuckers and how they work. That will be deemed a motherfucking conspiracy to even talk about racism, institutional racism, and the idea of white supremacy and what the white man and his mama has run around this whole world and done his entire history. That will be chalked up as conspiracy. I know it will. Be mindful of that. So if y'all have a problem finding some channels, that's going to be why. That's going to be why, because YouTube is now being forced. They're acting like they're being forced. I don't know if I believe the forced part of it, but if you're going to be talking about institutional racism as a system, if you're going to be talking about the privatized prison complex as a system, if you're going to be talking about black people being targeted by this system, all of that will be looked at as conspiracy. I know it. Right along with 9/11 being an inside job, it'll be chalked right up there with that. I know it will. So when y'all start having problems finding those channels, because some of us has been having issues as it was. Y'all know this is my second channel. They've been already systematically demonetizing channels that are would be speaking of a pro-black narrative. They already been working on demonetizing those channels as it was already. They're going to be doubling down on it now. So if you're having a problem finding those channels, you may have to look a little bit harder. You might have to keep up with your people, the people that you listen to, the people that inspire you, the people that lead you to read and learn. You know, that will be, you need to keep up with them a lot harder. Be a lot more closer to them. Follow them everywhere. That's why I always tell people, follow me everywhere. I don't know when they're going to shut me down. They just shut my, I just opened back up my main Facebook page like 2 weeks ago, and they already done shut that down for 30 days. So you never know when these motherfuckers, when we're using these white-owned platforms, you never know when they're going to shut you down. You never know they're going to come up with new rules to affect you and affect your channel. So this is why I even had to make this channel, because my main channel was deleted. YouTube said, fuck that channel, basically. They deleted it, so I just had to make another channel. But y'all need to make sure you're keeping up with people. Understand that you got to keep up with your people that's going to be, that you fuck with. Keep up with them, follow them everywhere, wherever they are, whatever social media platforms they're on. Y'all keep up with them. Because YouTube is going to be buckling down on making it harder for you to find your people. So know that, black people. Understand that. Understand institutional racism is a conspiracy to these motherfuckers. This society is a conspiracy. So understand that. And that was a sidebar, but I wanted to say that real quick. They don't like that shit. No, this is not young Pharaoh. Somebody said, is this young Pharaoh? No. This isn't young Pharaoh. This is old Robert. Actually, that's who this is right now. If you're expecting a young Pharaoh, I do apologize. This is old Robert. So understand that. I'm hitting the vape. I'm hitting the vape. I'm hitting the vape, conscious coon killer. Y'all, Rob, Empress, you wild. Rob After Dark. I owe y'all a Rob After Dark, don't I? That might be toxic, y'all. Me coming out here talking about sex, relationships, you know, from a male's perspective, that might be toxic. that might fuck around and be toxic now. I guess I'll see. I do owe y'all a show. I do owe y'all a show. A Rob After Dark show. I do owe y'all one. But I'm sure it'll be deemed toxic. I'm almost certain it will be deemed toxic. But I do owe y'all one. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do one for y'all next week. Right now, I'm about to get off here because I got to get up in the morning. Like I told y'all at the beginning of the show, I got to take my baby girl to school in the morning. And I want to, if you didn't hear me shout out the parents to get them to take their schools in the morning or take their kids to school in the morning, it's a thankless job. But shout out to y'all because I be seeing y'all tired as hell. Tired as a motherfucker. You know. I be seeing y'all tired as hell, taking y'all kids to school, dropping them off, you know, having to go to work. I see y'all. I see y'all out here. But I gotta get my ass up, take her to school, get her ready, you know, get her ready and take her to school and shit. Gotta get her straight now. So I'm gonna get off here and take my ass to sleep. All right. I'm going to, but I will be, I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna do a Rob After Dark. I'm gonna do a Rob After Dark next week sometime. I'll announce it here. I don't know if you have your notifications set. Y'all make sure you click that little bell so you can get the notifications. I'll make a post about it. Let y'all know I'll be going on, when I'm going on, and you know, shit like that. So y'all click that notifications. I want us to end this video by saying mad love to everybody to stay here. Everybody listen to what I had to say. We do have to live above this propaganda. Anybody that's speaking this toxic masculinity rhetoric, don't trust them. They're not for the people. They're not for the team. They're not for us. Do not watch these videos as entertainment, y'all. This is the home of practical Black consciousness, where we are over here coming up with practical solutions that we can do at home that no one can stop us from doing. And we're not just here watching these videos, keying, getting this information. We're going to be applying it to better ourselves as a people in an effort to better the next person as well. Convict the next person. All right. Mad love to y'all. I'm out.